Johnny Mac with your daily comedy news. Did you see that MyPillow CEO Mike Lindell said that FBI agents seized his cell phone at a Hardee's drive-thru? Seth Meyers said, not a great way to start a job interview. Kimmel said, I have so many questions. Like, was the FBI following him? Or were they just like, you know what? Eventually he's going to go to Hardee's. We'll just wait here. Fallon said, good luck to Mike Lindell. I'm not sure you want to go to jail being known as the MyPillow guy. During Kimmel's monologue, he was interrupted by Quinta Brunson. Now, if you missed it the other day at the Emmys, Kimmel presented Brunson's category along with Will Arnett. Will Arnett made fun of Kimmel for never winning. Brunson was announced the winner. Kimmel stayed on the ground at the base of the microphone stand. He remained there throughout the acceptance speech and into the commercial break, like 2 minutes in total. So she comes out and Jimmy says, you're a little bit early for your interview. It's after the commercial. Brunson said, so you know how when you win an Emmy, you have like 45 seconds to do so in an acceptance speech, which is like not much of the time, and then someone does a dumb comedy bit that goes on a bit too long? So she requested airtime on Kimmel's show for additional thank yous. He did apologize to her. Jimmy said, people said I stole your moment. Maybe I did, and I'm very sorry I did do that. I'm sorry I did do that, actually. And also, the last thing I ever want to do is upset you because I think so much of you. I think you know that. I hope you know that. She told Kimmel what she remembered most about the moment was her joy, not any ill feelings about him lying on the floor during the speech. Well, Jimmy, just let me say thank you. It's very kind of you to say that. I honestly was in such a moment of just having a good time, like I won my first Emmy. I was up there happy, and it was wrapped up in the moment and just having a good time. From the Star-Telegram, Bill Burr was talking a little football. He was down in Texas doing a show. He professed his love for the SMU Mustangs, and especially the era of Eric Dickerson and the four-pay ponies, writes the Star-Telegram. Burr apparently said, driving the gold Trans Am, paying players, I love all that bleep. He then addressed the Dallas Cowboys. We know what the problem is. You're just going to have to wait that one out. Most people assume he was talking about Dallas Cowboys owner Jerry Jones. Burr laughed at his own joke and then said, I don't know why I said that. He's probably going to put a hit out on me. Craig Ferguson was asked on Twitter if he lives in a castle. He said, I don't know if you know this, but everyone in Scotland lives in a castle, and we all talk like Sean Connery. If you haven't gone, you must go and have a look. It's like everyone in Detroit has a giant-sized vehicle. Everyone in Scotland has a castle. Same thing. Yeah, I think people in the UK are fascinated by Americans. They always make these documentaries about, aren't Americans bonkers? They try to find the maddest person in America to interview. They find some guy that lives in a dumpster that's got a hat that says, who farted on it? And they say, that's what everyone in America's like. And I'm not denying there are some, but it's not everybody. I forgot to mention yesterday when I was discussing Joe Coy's special, he's got a lot of Dane Cook energy to him. I never noticed that before, but the physicality and the way he tells a story really reminded me of Dane. The thing that Joe Coy does not do that Dane does, and my friend Mark Says Hi, who used to be one of the hosts at Sirius, did a great impression of Dane. Dane would take a word and then repeat it and then use synonyms several times. So like Dane would have vocabulary, language, words. He would do that kind of thing. I'm drinking an iced coffee, a beverage, a cold beverage, that sort of thing. Did you hear that beep? Let me digress for a second. That was Mark Francis. He hosts the Palace Intrigue podcast, and we just got a little royal news. So when I'm done here, I'm going to have to go write some royal news. Palace Intrigue, wherever you get your shows. Anyway, Dane Cook would do this thing where he'd be like, I'm using a computer, a device, if it were. Joe Coy doesn't quite do that, but he does have the physicality and the storytelling aspects. Reminded me a little of Dane. From the SF Examiner, they're getting ready for Comedy Day, which is Sunday. I'll tell you all about that on Sunday's episode. I know that because I've recorded it already. And they say San Francisco's draw for comedians is in large part to its vast array of open mics, split among a relatively small population. A master sheet of open mics in the area is curated by the administrators of an 11,700 member strong Bay Area Comedy Network Facebook group, fondly known as BACN, C-B-A-C-N, BACN. On weekends, there are generally 2 to 4 open mics. On a weeknight, 5 to 15 are often staggered throughout the evening and across the Bay. Pam Benjamin is the owner and operator of Mutiny Radio, and the SF Examiner calls her San Francisco's fairy godmother of stand-up. Alrighty. Pam says, I would say that in San Francisco proper, there's about 200 comedians that grind on the open mic scene. There's some people like me that are out every night of the week, right? And there's some people that go once a week, but the more stage time you have, the better you get. There's no way to get good at stand-up comedy except by doing it. Comedy Day in San Francisco is Sunday. Vulture has been talking about comics to watch, and they say Holmes is an enigma. Their hometown, many. Their name, an SEO-defying tautonym like William Carlos Williams or Ford Maddox Ford. So the first time I looked at this article, they had Holmes' name as Holmes Holmes, and since then I've seen an edit that Holmes just goes by Holmes. So I'm not entirely sure if it's Holmes or Holmes Holmes, but I'll just refer to them as Holmes. And not to be confused with Pete Holmes, because why would you do that? Holmes' comedy? Right, it's very hard to describe without using the word cooch. Holmes came out of the experimental Chicago scene that gave us other zeitgeist definers like Sarah Squirm, Meg Statler, and Caleb Huron. On TikTok, Holmes rants to the camera, eyes wide and on the verge of tears about various scenarios such as ruining their sister's graduation due to a disruptive itch in an unspeakable place, finding a note from their birth mother wedged in their privates, and trekking to find her, laying a dinosaur egg, and being upset not at their situation, but at their friend who's trying to steal the spotlight. In another medium, these would make for a compelling, surrealist chapbook of short stories. Instead, their monologues delivered dead serious, sometimes in a fake upper girly girl register, sometimes in a husky but hurried whisper. You feel a little bad for Holmes's characters, but you're mostly disgusted by them. Holmes is also on the Fox comedy Welcome to Flatch, which is somehow entering a second season. Jason Zinnemann, he covers comedy for the New York Times, and Jason knows his stuff. He is a must-follow on Twitter, and he was raving about Renan Hirschberg's new special, Jokes from the Underground. That is out on YouTube. I'm staring at it right now. Premiered 17 hours ago as I record this. See, now you can do some math and figure out when I recorded it. 859 likes. Whatever it is right now, it's 1:01 p.m. Eastern. It's not a secret. Jokes from the Underground on YouTube. Finds Hirschberg plumbing comic aggravation, this time sparked by a sentence spoken by his mother. I can't believe it's already April. That sends the comic into a head-swiveling frenzy, spitting consonants. Of all the things to disbelieve. Hirschberg is 37. He launches into an operatic tour of the bizarre events of the past few years. One joke, last year marked the only time when the Baldwin brothers weren't jealous of Alec's career. Jason adds in his review, there's no subject more overdone now than COVID. But Hirschberg finds a fresh take. Here's one. This is the first pandemic that people admit to enjoying. No one in the 1500s said the bubonic plague really gave me a chance to slow down and just live in the moment. Thank God the Black Death came along and I finally got to work on myself. And that's your comedy news for today. You can follow the show for free on Apple Podcasts or Spotify if you want to keep up with the Queen, Palace Intrigue, wherever you get your shows, and regular episodes. I know that because I recorded them already, so I'll be here tomorrow. How about you?